San Francisco's iconic beauty, with its rolling hills and world-famous landmarks, has long drawn visitors from around the globe. But today, the city's vibrant culture now shares the spotlight with a relentless and growing drug crisis that is impossible to ignore. In some neighborhoods, open-air drug markets have become a daily reality, with transactions and use happening in plain sight. Residents and business owners watch as people are arrested for drug offenses, only to return to the same streets days later, fueling a sense of futility. This revolving door of arrests and releases has left many feeling helpless, frustrated, and increasingly desperate for change. An estimated 8,000 people live on the city's streets, most struggling with severe addiction, mental health challenges, and a lack of stable housing. The cycle of addiction and arrest traps thousands in a daily fight for survival, with little hope for lasting recovery or stability. The city's resources are stretched thin as emergency services, hospitals, and outreach programs struggle to keep up, and the community is deeply divided over how to respond. Some call for compassion and expanded treatment options, arguing that addiction is a public health issue that requires empathy and support. Others demand stricter enforcement and tougher laws to restore safety and order to their neighborhoods. The debate is about more than just policy. It's about the very identity and future of San Francisco, and what kind of city it wants to be. The current system fails to help those in need or protect the public, leaving many to fall through the cracks. Now, city leaders face a critical choice: how to restore both safety and compassion to San Francisco's streets, and whether real change is finally possible. District Attorney Brooke Jenkins has become the face of a tougher stance on crime. She argues that the city's leniency enables repeat offenders to cycle through the system unchecked. Jenkins insists that without real consequences, nothing will change. Her office recently tried to detain several accused drug traffickers, but the courts denied the request. This clash highlights the gap between prosecution and the judiciary. Jenkins believes temporary detention is necessary to break the cycle and connect offenders with intervention. For her, it's about protecting the community and giving people a real chance to change. The pretrial release system sits at the heart of a complex and controversial issue that affects communities across California. Under California law, every defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty, so most are released before trial unless the court finds clear evidence that they pose a danger to the public or are likely to flee. But this legal standard is difficult to meet, even when someone has a long history of repeat offenses or prior arrests. The Public Defender's Office strongly opposes tougher detention policies, arguing that holding people before trial is both unjust and ultimately ineffective at reducing crime. Instead, they advocate for alternatives like community monitoring, support programs, and counseling, which they believe address the root causes of criminal behavior and help people get back on track. Prosecutors, on the other hand, often point to lengthy arrest records as proof of ongoing risk to the community, but defense attorneys counter that an arrest is not the same as a conviction, and everyone deserves a fair chance. Judges are left to weigh these competing arguments, often under pressure to make quick decisions, which can result in repeat offenders being released again and again. The end result is a revolving door effect, where individuals cycle in and out of the system, and drug activity on city streets continues with little interruption. For many residents, the system feels broken, failing to reduce crime, protect neighborhoods, or provide meaningful help to those who need it most. The Mental Health Diversion Act, passed in 2018, allows some defendants to enter treatment programs instead of going to jail. This law aims to address the underlying issues that contribute to criminal behavior, particularly focusing on mental health and addiction. Addiction is classified as a mental illness, so many individuals charged with drug-related crimes qualify for diversion programs. These programs offer a chance for rehabilitation rather than incarceration. Critics like Tom Wolfe, a former addict, argue that repeat offenders exploit the system. They claim mental health struggles to avoid jail time, which undermines the program's integrity. Many individuals are released to treatment but quickly return to their old habits, raising questions about the program's effectiveness. The law's intent was compassionate, to treat the root causes of criminal behavior, not just to punish the offenders. It aims to provide long-term solutions rather than temporary fixes. Supporters argue that diversion programs can break the cycle of crime if they are properly funded and closely monitored. They believe that with the right resources, these programs can lead to meaningful change. But in practice, the system is often used as a loophole by those not genuinely seeking help. This misuse can undermine public trust in the program. This creates a tension between the goals of public safety and the need for rehabilitation. Balancing these priorities is a complex challenge. The challenge lies in distinguishing those who genuinely want help from those who are gaming the system. Effective screening and monitoring are crucial. San Francisco must find a way to balance compassion with accountability, ensuring that the diversion programs serve their intended purpose while maintaining public safety. Solving San Francisco's drug crisis is a complex, high-stakes challenge. The city must balance constitutional rights, public health, and community safety. Stricter enforcement faces backlash. Treatment alone is seen as too lenient. Laws like the Mental Health Diversion Act complicate local efforts. Real change requires cooperation across government, courts, and the community. The city's future and its soul hang in the balance. For those trapped in addiction, and for residents seeking safety, the stakes are life-changing. San Francisco's next steps will define what kind of city it becomes.